Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And today is another special video because it's time once again for a slime podcast. It's been about a month since the last podcast. A lot of things have happened, and we have a lot to cover today. But I am not alone because that would be a boring rant video, and y'all don't want to hear that. I know you guys love it when we're together, so I have brought the boy Gotcha Death to keep us all entertained. Gotcha, how you doing today?
Hey, it was good. Thank you for having me, bro.
It's always fun when we're together, man. Chat loves us. We like each other. We always have some good back and forths, right?
Hey, that's for sure. We always make sure to keep it interesting with what we got to say regarding the game.
Definitely. And for the very first time, we have a third special guest. The free to play legend, the man who documents literally everything that happens in this game, and a moderator in both gotchas and my Discord and streams. So, may I please introduce Star Warrior 2K to the podcast? Star, what's up?
Hello. It's nice to finally talk to you guys. This
I'm
is going to be a fun podcast
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
glad to have both of you on here because Gotcha and I we've been doing this for a little bit, and then we are like, we need fresh blood. We need a free to play aspect, a 100% free to play aspect to talk about some of these because a lot of people don't spend money, and so a lot of our I know a lot of people consider my thoughts slightly useless sometimes when I have a whale box.
Yeah, bro. They tell me the same thing, and even though I have a whale box, I'm like super casual. So it's great that you decided to add Star to the podcast.
Yeah, even though I'm free to play, I feel like people won't believe me at this point.
You
Oh
just
yeah.
have incredible luck, Star, and I am not only a little bit jealous of that. All
Star
right.
has been getting some pulls, man.
Okay, so we've got the lineup and we have a crap ton of topics to talk about. So without further ado, let's jump right in. We are still in the middle of the 6 month anniversary, the half anniversary, Isekai Revelry. And it has brought a lot to this game in the past like 3 weeks. So what I wanted to see is get your overall thoughts on the progress of the game now that we're here at the 6 month anniversary, and how do you think the game has been overall? Go.
Okay, so for me, I think the game has been killing it, honestly. I wasn't expecting, I don't think any of us were, honestly, such an insane, over the top 6 month anniversary. Like, we all play different games. I'm currently playing more new games, and I've gone back to older games for the 1 year anniversary, 6 month anniversary, and I can't really explain to players that are watching this thinking of getting into slime how crazy and hyped this anniversary has been. It brought in a crap ton of people, bro. We've both gone up over 1,000 subs in since the update released, which is crazy for a game that's 6 months old at this point. Characters knocked it out the park. They did drop a lot of banners, but we'll get more into that later. But overall, I'm beyond hype and happy with everything they've added. I think they made it to where even if you're a new player and you got into the game, um, you can catch up to a certain degree and be in a good place right now compared to any previous month. Overall, I think it's been an amazing update.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that on pretty much every aspect. The quality of units that they've dropped for this month have been mostly really really good and high value, and so it's made people rethink the whole reroll strategy because we did our reroll for Space Reamer. Like, he's the good unit to get on the first tutorial multi, but then what do you get after that? It's like, do you summon on like this banner or that banner? It's like, no, you summon on the triple unit banner, which again is something we'll talk about. But Star, what do you think of the 6 month anniversary and how far the game has come?
Yeah, I mean, like when we started, we didn't know anything, and now, like, just the one tower dropped, and like all the equipment got upgraded and everything. Power just jumped way high, and then all the freebies they give out. I've already paid like 6 banners already. That's free to play.
Damn.
Yeah, they've given out so much free stuff. I mean, I, so you guys know that I play Dokkan. I've been playing a little bit more Grand Cross, and Dokkan has two login bonuses that run at the same time. One is like a lifetime login bonus, and it's like a consecutive login bonus. So I'm at like almost 1,700 days for Dokkan total, but I'm only at like login 25 consecutive because I keep not logging in sometimes. And congratulations for the 1,000th day login, you get a useless unit and all the copies for him, and then at 2,000 days you can awaken him. So, and you don't get a whole lot of
Damn.
currency in between that. You get some what their version of gold is, some awakening items, but nothing like super major. And they're not definitely not giving out free multis and free ticket summons 4 times a day like
Oh
Slime
yeah.
is. So it's it's definitely crazy. I'm super happy with where the game is. You know, we've always talked about it on the podcast how the first month the game was dead, the game is dying, no
Mhm.
one's going to play this stupid piece of crap.
Mhm.
And I think our channels have shown that that is 100% not the case. We have more people joining every single day. Our sub counts only go up, and more people in both of our streams are always coming in saying, "Hey, I'm new to this game. How do we play?" Well, join the Discord, and we've got a crap ton of people to help you guys. Or, you know, watch all these tutorial videos that you and I have made, and it's like we have so many people still coming in that want to play this that there's no way you can consider this a failure.
Oh yeah, I agree, bro. Like I said, you know me. I try almost every new gacha that comes out, and I have two phones where I run older gachas. And we all know every time there's like a 6 month anniversary, year anniversary, or a collaboration, people hop back into the games, right? I do that, but I've never hopped into a game during a collaboration or a 6 month anniversary and been greeted with so many things that not only give you the new, like collaboration stuff or the 6 month hype stuff, but it also sets you up for good. Like for good. You walked into the 6 month anniversary, they gave you Fray, they gave you a copy of arguably the most busted character in the game, which is a 6 star banner or a 5 star banner character. They gave you so many tickets for everything, and like Star said, with everything they've given, you're pretty much guaranteed to be able to pity any banner that has released so far. Especially if you're new and you have like your story to grind, your crucible, everything, plus all these rewards. It's just been like the perfect 6 month anniversary, which I honestly think it was probably like a 1 year anniversary in a 6 month package because it's just been that amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely think that they went balls to the wall on a 6 month anniversary, which, you know, what is the 1 year going to look like at this point? Because they got to outdo it, because that's the whole point of a gotcha game is to continually make it more interesting and enticing.
Oh yeah.
So, Star, any more thoughts on this topic before we move on?
Yeah, I mean, like, just this month alone, I started with like, I don't know, 500 crystals, and then, and like, this event's so long, I think like only, what, 10, 15 days maybe, I was able to reach pity on the space banner
Yeah, so that's
after grinding all content before the event.
yeah, so you had an extra 5,500 crystals that the game just gave you essentially, almost.
Yeah,
Because you're
like
going to go to
between
200 pity and
Jubilee
you're at
and
500, then yeah, that's a lot.
Oh yeah, that's a lot, bro. Like the
yeah,
game just been going crazy. That's crazy that even Star as a free to play during a 6 month anniversary without having saved up like you know us. Every time when we know there's something crazy coming out in these gotcha games, we're like save, save, save. I don't know Star, but I don't think he had like enough saved up to hit pity all the way to like a protector pity. And I'm pretty sure with everything they've given us, you're able to do that.
yeah, for sure.
All right, let's move on to the second topic, the space
Ooh.
meta. You know, the 6 month anniversary has brought the advent of the space meta, which we all knew was going to be probably the strongest of all of the metas, and it definitely showed out. So we received the new 5 star Space Millum. We got the new Masked Hero, and we got Protector Veldora. So let's talk about those 3 units first. Let's see. Gotcha. What are your thoughts on Millum?
Milim. Okay, I was really pleased with Milim because, as we knew, I'm not counting Octogram units, by the way. We had no real space nuker, right?
Right.
If you were a new player and you got into the game, there was no option for like a good space nuker. The only thing we could tell people was, well, get the Octogram Milim. That's it. And to a certain degree, if we analyze the whole game, ever since the game came out, we've always said, at least up to Ramirez, we had said that the Octogram units were like OP or strong units, like very, very, valuable units, right? Even if we didn't get them, we knew they were stronger with their skills or with the damage they dealt in the case of Space Milim. And I feel that this Space Milim really showed where, we had been seeing power creep ever since the Earth meta, but this Space Milim really showed us where power creep is heading with a character that just hits disgustingly hard, does her job, and overall just does so good as a DPS. And what she brings to the space team was everything we needed, and it made it to, if you pull that character alone, like everything else on that banner is beautiful, but if you pulled Milim alone, you were already good. You were set. So I loved Milim. I think she brought a lot to the table, and she was the perfect 6 month DPS character for them to drop.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, for sure.
absurdly powerful. Star, what are your thoughts on her?
Yeah, I mean, like, they've been leaning real heavy each meta into the single target self buffers. And then, like, with Leon, the white Leon, like, she has the space buff for the team. And that on a single target is just pretty crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
making her a DPS but also a support unit is incredible value for a mainline unit. Because, like, yeah, Leon had the light boost and all, and the single orb change, but he was an AoE. He wasn't meant to do damage. He's there to sit in the back, and you bring him in, you use the buff, and you send him away, and you never use him again. But Milim wants to be up front because you want ults for her, and then you can also support the other team, other parts of the team, and you can again boost herself up even more with the Drago. So it's like you're helping your team, you're helping yourself, and you're nuking whatever sits in front of you out of existence. So her kit, I would say, is incredibly busted for what the space team needed because we had Space Rimuru as a support. Like they could have not given her space attack boost or the Drago,
Yeah.
but they did. And
Yeah.
you know what? I'm all for it.
Oh yeah. I agree.
The next unit to come in the first triple unit banner is the Masked Hero, and she
Goodness.
is all sorts of dumb, nutty, broken.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha. What do you think?
Okay, so when the Masked Hero came out, right, it was the first time we seen a skill that does what her skill does. Now we knew her second skill was really, really, really good. Like it already knocked one of the best characters in the game, down a tier, I would say. So we knew she was a good character, even though she's an AoE unit. But we didn't really know the extent of how her skill worked that pretty much makes her such a busted unit. And, I don't know much about the light novel or none of that, but the people that know tell me her skill revolves around her power and what she does. So it's very, perfect for that character. It's not like they just slapped a random, ability on it. This character really changes everything. And I don't want to sound like MTash, but the character changes everything, bro. It fits on any team perfectly. It allows you to do crazy tactics. I've seen people literally, bro, I've seen people beat Space Milim on the hardest difficulty in one turn. In one turn with this character. So overall, there's not much to say about it apart from it's busted, it's cracked, it fits on any team. Beautiful character. And this is honestly what I want to see because in the last 6 months, we've gotten some amazing units. But I can count with one hand the units that really brought something unique and special into the game, whether it was OP or not. Things like Velzard, and this character has that. Cool looks, incredible kit, and just OP and busted anywhere you put her. I love it. I think she's a great unit.
Yeah, she definitely changed the landscape for battle tactics going into some of the more difficult fights. Because yeah, I've also seen people try and attempt to conquest Space Milim and get her in 1 or 2 turns if you can get that stupid good RNG, which, you know, before even after the Earth meta, it's like the Earth meta did make Space Millennium quite a bit easier, but no one thought that we could just go and just wreck her now with the hero. Star,
Yep.
what are your thoughts on the hero?
Yeah, I mean, like her rewind skill and the fact that you keep all buffs on all your units. Like, I love using her with Hakuro Protector. You just have 2 Hakuro gauges, and then you get 2 full 6 combos fully buffed in a row. It's just insane damage.
Yeah, I have like, and yeah, her crit rate and her crit stuff is not, you know, it does help your ults do a crap ton more damage, but yeah, it still buffs your normal attacks, and so yeah, Star, if you're using Hakuro, you get full 6 card sends, and you've got the hero's crit, and you've got Space Millennium Space Boost, and you've got the Drago skill, and you got a handful of Millims. Your
Yeah,
your normal skills might do more damage than your ult sometimes, depending. Um,
yeah, like 10k, 20k each.
yeah, I think in my Team Millen video, I think she was doing 10k a hit on oranges, and then if they were the blues, they would have done 20k. So it's like, oof,
And like I use I use Earth Benny second skill,
ooh,
so that's extra,
you know, the
what,
35%
30%
damage.
damage.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
things can get gross with this combo of units. Are you guys at all disappointed that she's an AOE ult though?
Um,
Um,
Not really,
yeah, me
because
neither. I
when you
think
compare it to Space Rimuru and Windmill, like she even has their trait, which is good even as support. So
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just like I said with Benimaru, I think these are units that we don't know if in the future AoE is going to become very, very powerful. We don't know what's going to happen with AoE, right? They might add some content where you need AoE units, where you have more than 3 enemies. They might add some sort of content that has like 20 enemies on the board. I don't know. But I feel that if the masked hero would have been a single target, she would have been just too busted. She's already too busted for what she can do on your team. It's just ridiculous. So if she had all of that, and on top of it, she would have been a single target character, she would have made it so every character that dropped before her would have been trash, pretty much comparably, you know, if you put them on the board, and every character after would be compared to her. Like, this character is trash. I mean, just look at the mask character. Why have this nuker when you can, you know what I'm saying? So I think she's perfect the way she is.
Yeah, that's fair. And
yeah,
they did give her the Octogram multiplier of at maximum level. It's 290% of your normal damage, which normal 5-star units have a 270% multiplier. So they've already made her hit a little bit harder than the all the other AoE units that came before her. So I also don't have a problem with her because yeah, like you said, gotcha. If they made her single target, then she would have been like far and away the best unit in the game for a long, long time. And that they want you to keep spending money, so they need other units to come out that are going to be better than her, and that would be a high wall to climb right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
yeah, it's like
Oop.
um, for the same reason how we can understand Earth Benny is AoE.
Yep.
That's very
Exactly.
true. His orb stealing and that orange boost means that you can get ults for everyone, but if he was single target, then I mean, Soe is already trash because Val came out and pretty much negated his existence. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but let's move on to the third and final unit on the triple banner, and that is Protector Veldora. Now, I don't know about you guys, but Veldora is probably a more controversial unit that I don't think that the entire world's going to agree upon that he is downright the best protector in the game. But I do want to hear your thoughts on him. Let's start with you, Star.
Um, I went to like 214 pity and didn't pull him, so
Yeah.
the only reason I could see to use him is for like just that damage stacking and to like get the hero sword. But I'm not struggling at all without him.
Yeah, he's not so game breaking that you need Veldora. Like you do need him for that hero mission, but that's the only thing.
Yeah, like for the last Jubilee, I used the other Veldora to get that 50% boost
Oh,
because I didn't have the new one.
okay. All right. So yeah, there are ways to counter it. It just, it will cap out eventually. Gotcha. What are your thoughts?
Okay, for me, Veldora was a very interesting character. So, before the space meta hit, we knew who the best protector in the game was. Arguably, is Charybdis, right?
Mm,
So, we knew we were in a position where Veldora had to be just downright disgustingly broken to where it obviously made Charybdis not as good. It would still be amazing, but to the point where Charybdis was, a standard banner unit, while this was a special 6 month anniversary unit. Now, I'm not saying I don't feel Veldora to be like that, but I feel Veldora and Charybdis are extremely close in what, the value they offer to players, right? Veldora is controversial. I agree with you because when he came out, people were like, "Do I need him? Is he a must-have unit? Should I get him? Is Charybdis still better?" I believe you did a video comparing those two characters. Or you're doing it. I
yeah.
know that your work. You put that to the test. That's what I know. So I think Veldora is amazing. I think he's a great character. If you get him, he's gonna give a big boost to your team. But like Star said, I don't think that he's a character that is as high value as, for example, the Mass Traveler or even Milim for the space meta. Sure, he's going to help out in certain stages, like you said, the secret hero stage, but that's not necessary at the end of the day. And I feel that he's a great unit, brings a lot of value, looks amazing, but he's not as must have as the other units on that banner.
Yeah, I do have to agree with both you guys that he is very good in in his own right, and he does do some great things, letting you get that unlimited stack, so you can hit some nutty stupid numbers. Because I did that. I took Milim up to 1,000%, and she did almost 1,000,000 damage, and that was before I had her level 100 and 12-star glove and all that. But he is a little bit restricted. And there was that huge controversy before he came out where the translations from the JP live stream and the posts made him that he boosted blue and green gauge, but then he ended up only boosting green gauge, which kind of nerfed his ability in my eyes because getting extra points is sweet and all, but it doesn't help you get more Veldora, which would get you more attack, which that's the whole point. So that did hold him back, in my opinion. And there aren't too many events where you can stack him up to a significant amount. Like the Space Tempered Edge, you can because she has like 230,000 HP, and you can wait it out a little bit. But for most events, like most conquests, Crucible, Tower, you're there for quick burst damage, and so I think the combination of Cabby and Valentine, boosting all your greens, getting alts and full meters and everything, is just a more reliable way to go about that until we get some kind of longer event.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah, I think you're right on that for sure.
Okay. So that is not the only unit to come during the Space Banner. We did have the free-to-play Fray unit that came out, and we'll just kind of briefly go over her kit. So she is a single target alt for 435%, which is pretty good. She does have the orb giveaway, though, which we know from Earth Soe and Albus was not the best skill in the world. Definitely not as good as Earth Benimaru. But she also is our long-awaited special blue orb changer, the one green and one orange to two blues. And so, do you think that she was a worthy free-to-play unit to come out for the half anniversary, guys?
I
Oh,
think so because single target. Because before we only had Dark Benny, and he was like okay, but like Frey is single target and a special orb changer. I was already ready. I've been waiting months to pity a special blue orb changer, so getting one for free is just even better.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I mean, have you seen her? You guys watching the video, you've seen her art. That's all you need to know. Like she thick as hell. But going into her actual kit, I agree with Star Bro. She came out and for so long, we have all complained about every single free unit being AoE apart from Benimaru. We were like the devs knew how good he was, so they don't want to give us more single target units. And then they decide to give us a single target unit that is one of the most anticipated orc converters out there, and she looks super good. So, bro, I was more hyped. I'm gonna be honest, I was more hyped for Fray than the actual banner, bro. Because Fray was free. Anything that's free is gonna be better. But I was hyped. I think she's an amazing unit, and I would dare say she's the best free to play unit they've given us, and she's probably better than some of the banner characters we've actually had to summon for.
Yeah, I would definitely agree that she's a lot better than most of the units that have dropped before her now at this point. Like I would consider her probably more useful than, I'm sorry Nick, but Gobta, Earth Soe, even let's see, who was it? Unfortunately, Raphael. I would consider her better than Raphael, just because of
Yeah.
what she brings. So yeah, I'm perfectly happy with her being as good as she is and her looking as good as she does.
Yes.
The final space unit to come out, which surprised mostly nobody, would be the Carrion. So we finally got Carrion in game as a unit, and he is an interesting unit because I don't find him to be truly necessary, but he is incredible when you put him on a team with the hero and a team that's supposed to run on blues. Because he's got his single target, so yet again, another single target uh, damage dealer for space. And then he's got his 20% crit damage boost for the entire team, along with his own 20% attack boost. And then he's also got a double orb change from oranges to blues. And what does the hero do? Give you guaranteed crits. Lower the enemy's crit resistance, which means your crits are going to do more damage. And so if you combine that with the crit damage boost from Carrion, your crits now do a crap ton more damage. And you're helping get Veldora online faster because of his double orb change. So, I don't know. Do you guys think that he is actually a necessary part of the space team? Or do you think people should summon for him over some other units? Like, what are you guys' thoughts?
Um,
Okay,
uh,
okay, okay. So let me just say this right quick regarding Carrion. I think that you said it perfectly. First, to answer your question, I don't think nobody should be summoning for Carrion at all, unless you've gotten your three space banner characters. That's it. Now, just like you said, I think that Carrion is he's a very nice character, but totally not needed. Yes, he's gonna help you out, deal some extra damage. He has a nice orb change. He just makes the team run a lot smoother, but it's not necessary. A lot of people are replacing Space Rimuru on their team for him because he gives that nice crit boost. And even though the damage is still not as good as having Space Rimuru, his buff compared to Carrion's, he, like I said, he just makes the team run smoothly. Orb change, single target, even though mine hits like a noodle. He's still a nice unit to have, but totally not needed. Cool, but not needed at all. And I would say skip the character unless you like the character. That's my take on Carrion.
Okay,
yeah,
Star?
I feel like he's an easy skip, especially as free to play because like I believe that you should only go on one banner each event. That way you can get your type advantage up to help you just that much more. But like carrying as a unit, his orb change is nice because if you have protection gauge traits, then you only need the two. You only need 4 blue for that turn 2 protector. But I just use Dark Melon anyway, or now Fray for space. So that covers that already.
Yep. But he did bring a few other interesting things with his banner. For one, he kept that 5% 5-star rate up, which was already pretty good. But then he also had a 1.5 times increase on his own pull rate, which is the first time that we've had a unit go over a 1% rate on a normal, not like kind of rerun banner. So, do you guys think that they will continue to do that in the future for the single banner or the single unit banners?
Um, what did they do for the newest banner?
For the Diablo and Rimuru,
Yeah.
they did the 5%, but not the extra 1.5 times.
Okay.
But that was a double unit banner, so I'm thinking, are they going to go when they drop another single unit? Are they going to keep the 1.5 times rate as well?
I think only if it's during the 6 month anniversary.
Okay, gotcha.
I think so too. Now, I would like them to keep it because, there's been a lot of things we've complained about. One of them has been the no transferable pity. So I feel that a lot of people have come into the game, they're summoning, or even, people that have been here for a while, including us, and these banners have treated us really nicely. Not the Diablo one. I know that one shafted you, but
Had to bring that up, huh?
but but overall, I feel that it with a game that has you go to 300 summons for a protector and to 200 for uh, a battle unit, and them dropping a character almost every other week or every week pretty much for the first beginning of a meta, I feel that leaving the rates would be perfect. They don't game break it that much, and it just makes it easier for people, especially because we don't know if they're gonna add another freaking 6 or 5 characters to the table if we get the sixth ability board.
Hmm.
So if we get that, being able to get more characters would be perfect. So I hope they leave it, but I don't know if they're gonna leave it and it's just for the 6 month anniversary.
Okay. All right, and then the last thing that we'll quickly go over for Carrion is he also brought two brand new 4-star units, the Grucius and Sufia units. So, have you guys had a chance to use either of them? Let's start with the star. Do you have Sufia?
I actually got both from my free multi,
Ooh,
so
okay. Have you had a chance to
I've been
use them
ability
then?
releasing them. I saw your video though, and Sophia's skill is a lot different than I thought it was, because I thought it was exactly like Earth Bunny, but it's a lot more restrictive than I thought.
Yeah,
So
it's kind of unfortunate that she is limited to a typing of orb and a color of orb. That,
yeah, I feel
yeah, just unfortunate. Gotcha. What do you think?
I agree. I think she's a nice character. She's not bad, and she will fit on a lot of players, dark team, especially if you're new. Like she's not bad, but just like you guys said, the fact that she's limited with her orb change holds her back. We do got to remember she is a 4-star character. So for a 4-star character that came out of nowhere, introducing people to the dark meta, I think that, having a semi decent orb change, single target, and her kid is not that bad, so she's an okay character. I was happy with her. I think that a lot of people that are just getting into the game that have absolutely no dark characters could actually place her on a team and she would give them something, whether it's the fact that they need a nuker if they don't have no other dark characters, or some sort of orb change if they're brand new. So I think she's a nice character, solid, and well, she's a waifu, so that's all that has to be said.
There you go. Couldn't have said it better myself. All right,
Hmm.
and then the other unit is the new Grucius, and he is. I feel like he's a bit better than Sufia. They're both single targets. They're both 4 stars, so they're not going to hit the hardest things in the game. But he does have that single orb change with the blue gauge increase, and then he has his physical attack resistance down skill. Um, have you guys had a chance to kind of test that out on anything?
um, let's see. I know he's a 4 star, but um, how much is his resistance down skill?
Let's
Like
see. It goes all the way up to
for
40%.
okay, so like the only problem I have, like I understand he's a 4-star, but like when you compare it to Earth Luminous for 15 points, it's 30% already. You think they could have done a little better for the cost wise, I would think.
This is true. This is very true. It's yeah, it's only 10% higher than Lumi, and Lumi does get that magic attack boost at the same time, so it doubles the value of that skill while being a fraction of the cost. So, okay, yeah, I definitely see that logic there. Gotcha, what do you think?
Okay, I personally haven't gotten the chance to use him all that much. I just got him to 6 stars, so or 5 stars, so I haven't
Oof.
really. Yeah, I was about to say no, 5 stars. So I haven't really used him too much, but I'll take you guys' words for it. I do like the fact that he's a single target unit. That's always good for anybody. Like I said, it just makes it easier for
Yeah.
players to get into the game and have a character they can add into their team. I haven't used his skill, so I have no idea if it's worth using. All I know is that it is a very costly skill, so its value has to be out there if it's going to be that costly. Otherwise, it's just something that is never going to get used. But overall, if you're the test professional, so if you're telling me he's better than Sophia, I'll take your word for it. Overall, I think he's a solid unit for, new players, for sure.
When I think about it, I can see him easily fitting on the space team when space meta goes away and people can't access space Melum and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
because Rimru's physical attacker too, and then you're using Tribundus already. So that gives you enough skill points to use both buffs.
Yeah, the only I think the only downside, like one of the actually the bigger downsides is that the physical attack resistance, like if you were to pull him now and you have Space Millum, she's magic. So she doesn't benefit from this skill. Octogram Millum
Yeah.
benefits from this skill. Carrion does, and he himself does. Rimuru does as well. But it's kind of like, are you
He's
gonna
more of a
throw him
placeholder.
on the team if you already have everybody? Like, are you gonna replace the hero with Grucius? Like, I don't think so. Are you gonna replace Grucius with Carrion? Maybe if you got him, if you summon for him. It's like, if you don't have a good space team, yeah, you can throw him in there, and he'll definitely help you. But as soon as you get some space units land, he's out of there. But I
Yeah.
guess the
Yep.
same could be said with most 4-star units at this point, unless they're the free 6-star ones that we get.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, let's move on to the next topic, which is log-in bonuses that we've already kind of touched on, so we won't spend too much time on it. But at the peak of the anniversary, we had 4 different login bonuses going on. We had the normal weekly one. We had the standard one you get at the start of every meta that gives you the blueprint, gives you some ore for the gear, and some free tickets. And then we also had the 1,000 crystals login, which is still currently going on. We're, what, like almost to the end of that now? But that's
Yeah.
going on. That's a 3,000 crystals and a 5-star ticket at the very end. So I mean, what's to complain about? And then when the Carrion banner dropped, you got 10 tickets from logging in, and you got 2 free dupes of Grucius and Sufia. So if you did manage to pull them, you can immediately dupe them up at least twice. So free stuff was just being handed to us, and that's on top of all the other Twitter campaigns and the anime still re-airing in Japan, so you get those 30 crystals every Saturday, and all these other random things that we get. So, how do you guys feel about being spoon-fed a whole bunch of free stuff?
I love it.
Yeah. And we even get a 5-star ticket at the end of the crystal
Yeah,
bingo. Or not bingo, but yeah, login.
yeah. Oh, and yeah, and then I mean we can talk about the bingo too because like Gotcha mentioned before, we got a free dupe of the masked hero. Is if you guys completed that bingo but you didn't pull the hero, when you do pull the hero, you can feed that dupe in and she's automatically 84 and you immediately get her trait. And you also
Mhm.
got a whole bunch of awakening stuff. You got crystals for it. So it's like that was essentially free. Essentially. Like yes, you still had to pull
And,
for hero, but you didn't have to
and
in order to get the rewards.
Yep. I mean,
it's definitely
me.
worth petting the hero.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Like when it
Except
comes to
for
the
like,
login rewards, this game is killing it. Like I've said it like 20 times. Y'all are tired of me saying it, but I play a lot of other gacha games, and I've uninstalled some amazing games because you log into the game and they don't give you anything, like at all. You literally have to do your dailies, and if there's an event, you have to grind out the event to get things, which we do that here too, but just logging into the game and getting all these things, it actually incentivizes you to log into the damn game. You know what I'm saying? Whereas these other games, you're like, well, if I don't log in today, I'm not really missing anything, just my dailies. But here they have so many login rewards. It's ridiculous. Like, okay, so just putting it from a perspective, y'all know I'm not free to play, but I went per se free to play after the space banner. I went balls deep in that banner and I had no money. I was at like 200 gems when I was done summoning. By the time the Carrion banner came out, I did like 40 free to play summons and I finally got him off a single from the free freaking tickets. And then after that, I was back to like 0 gems. And by the time the dark banner came out, I once again had enough for like 5 10 pulls, all free to play from logins and from just the regular things that we've been getting by playing the game. So these login rewards have honestly been killing it. And you guys brought up the Traveler having arguably the strongest, most busted character given to us as a dupe for free is crazy because even if we say like, oh, it's not the actual character, you and I, Joker, have been telling everybody to summon on that banner. So like if you're playing and you're watching this video and you're playing the game, there's no reason why you shouldn't be going balls deep into the banner to the point where you pity the banner, even if you're free to play. So getting that dupe is gonna help everybody. Like everybody's gonna eventually have the hero if you're playing during the 6 month anniversary. So knocked it out the park, honestly, with that daily login.
Yep. I yeah, I love free stuff, and when you just hand it fucking hand over fist to me, I'm going to take it, I will accept it, and I will eat it all up because well, we all used a lot of crystals this past couple weeks. A lot of crystals. And the fact that we're able to recoup even a portion of that in a short amount of time is great value and really shows that they want us to play the game. They want us to summon. They want us to spend. And the best way to do that is to keep giving us stuff to do so. So I think that the login bonuses have been a great win in the 6 month anniversary.
Yep,
Um,
100%.
and with the free Sufia and Grucius dupes, they said they're going to add them to the general pool. I don't know when, but they said they'll add them, so you don't have to worry about like not being able to use those in the future.
yep, that's right.
There you go.
They
Even
will get
better.
added. All right, moving on. It's going to be a topic that Star may or may not have something to talk about, but all of the sale packs that came with the Isekai Revelry Part 1, where you could buy the tickets. You got the guaranteed protector battle unit or protector unit and battle unit coin, and then you got the guaranteed one of 3 of the new unit packs. So I know, Star, you didn't buy those, but gotcha, you bought those, right?
Yes.
What did you end up choosing for your battle and protector unit coins?
Milim and Veldora.
Okay, yeah, that is exactly what I did too, because letting you choose the brand spanking new units was too good to pass up.
Oh yeah.
I
It was
know
way too good.
I know a lot of people that were going back and forth. It's like, I don't really need Veldora. I don't really like Veldora. It's like, okay, well then you can pick up Hakaru because he is the number 2 protector, and
Yes.
he is in that pool of units that you can just get for free instead of summoning for him. So that was incredible value right there. What did
I
you get from
agree.
your random ticket though?
What did I get from the random ticket? I don't remember. I don't remember what I got from the random ticket, bro.
Ooh, I got a copy of the hero.
A copy of the
A
hero?
copy of the hero from the random ticket, because you're guaranteed to get either Milim, Hero, or Veldora. Like it's only those 3 units, so it's a 3-way split on who you're getting.
I probably got Milim then, because Milim just instantly hit 100 rather quickly. So I think it was Milim, the one I got from the ticket.
Okay. So would you think that for a player who whales or a player who is inclined to spend a little bit of money, do you think that they should pick up those packs over all the other sales packs?
100%. I mean, just looking at it from my perspective at least, I didn't get Veldora. I did like 260 summons on the banner and I didn't pull Veldora one time. So I know for a fact if I didn't have those packs, I would have had to go to Pity again for a protector. And that would have been pretty bad. I would have been salty, I'm not gonna lie. So being able to just go in and day one buy those tickets is amazing. Now if you're gonna summon, obviously summon first and then buy the ticket for the character you didn't get. But bro, simply the ability to buy those tickets just saves so much work for anybody that spends money in the game. It was an amazing thing that they did that.
Yeah, I definitely feel that if you are to spend money on the game, those are like definitely the top two you should consider because just being able to pick any unit in the game that's been released is just insane.
Oh yeah.
So, Star, being 100% free to play, were you at all tempted to break that and spend for those guaranteed tickets?
Well, I mean, number one, I have no money anyway, right?
Well, okay. So in the
But
parallel universe where you had money but didn't spend on slime up to this point, would you have been like,
so
"That's pretty good"?
there's, I see it in two different ways. One is because I already only summoned for like the best unit each banner or each meta, I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. And then the second thing is like who would you need that you're missing, right? And like if I did buy them, then I would just go for like let's say because I skipped water meta for an example, I'd get Velozard, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
like they're not in the base pool yet, so that has the most value.
Yeah. So if you're 100% free to play, then you can just sit there and salivate at them in the sales pack menu. And if you are spending money, then you probably already bought those packs, and you probably should spend buy those packs first and foremost.
Yes.
Uh, let's move on now to some of the quality of life updates that we got with the 6 month anniversary. The biggest one being the introduction of the flashback crystal shop and the crystals that allow you to purchase old free to play units. So, what do you guys think of this new shop?
Um, it really depends on your box because like I'm only getting them from the shop because I just do the daily 10 process and I have all this event currency left over. So like of course I'll just max them anyway. But otherwise I actually don't think you really need any of them, especially the dark units either, like Benny,
Gasp.
because they're just not that useful anymore.
You don't need Dark Benny Maru? People are going to roast you for that.
No, like I mean if you pull Diablo for example, like you're not going to need units that you already have of that element, if that makes sense.
No, that's fair. But if you don't have the new Benny Maru and you don't have a Dark team, but you do have a Space team and you've got all this leftover currency, then you
Well,
might as
then
well,
you
right?
do it, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always go for what you need.
Is it good that they've introduced this mechanic into the game that allows newer players to go back and get those units though?
Yeah, and being able to awaken gear after the update is just pretty huge on its own, also.
Yep. I let's see. I've got
And
Benny Maru's gear
the
done, and
biggest
I've
thing,
got Shion's axe done now. So I'm 3 more pieces of gear away from having them all done.
Nice.
the best part is that they changed the Reforge to not need the event materials.
Yep, absolutely. So instead of having to buy extra ore just to re-roll your gear stats, you can just use your existing materials like you would on any normal piece of gear, and that is honestly incredible. Like it's a small update, but it's a huge update at the same time. Because
Yeah, it just makes a big difference.
yeah. So, Gotcha, what do you think about the shop?
Okay, so for me, I was very happy with it, and now I'm gonna tell you guys why. None of the characters, apart from Benimaru, were units that people even used. Some people might have used them because, maybe they didn't have more characters, but like nobody was really, really full on invested into running like Fire Shuna or like freaking Wind Shion. Nobody was. They had him on their team maybe if they didn't have any other units, but they weren't like must-haves. They were waiting to get replaced units, right? So even though they're not must-have units, probably not even units that you're gonna use, having a place to acquire characters by playing the game as a collector that plays gacha games for collecting characters is amazing. Being able to know that, hey, I already got all the things I need from the event shop, and I'm still doing my 10 daily processes, like Star says. What do I do with all this currency? Shit, I wasn't here for the, Christmas event. Let me go get Christmas Shion because she looks like a snack. That's a really good thing. Oh, I need a dark character that's strong because I don't have any dark units. Go for Dark Benimaru. So I think that adding anything that allows you to get more characters in the game by grinding the game is amazing. That's why I've always said if they add a guild or a clan, add a character to the guild shop. Anything that gives you the option to get characters in the game is great, and it just gives us more stuff to do with the extra energy or currency we might have. So, hey, I'm happy with it. I enjoyed it.
All right. The next quality of life update that I want to talk about is the Predator battle for the story event that comes with each meta. So they upped the amount of times that you can beat it from 3 to 5. They reduced the stamina cost from 8 to 5, and they entirely took out um, the RNG of getting these specific skill enhancements for the free to play unit. So now those are all attached to missions for completing the Predator battle a certain amount of times, but you're guaranteed them and the perfect amount of them. And now the actual battle itself just gives you the normal skill enhancements that you can use for anybody. So do you think this was good, or what do you guys think?
Yeah, like just being able to not have to rely on RNG to get your per unit skills saves so much time and actually lets you use them during the event. And you just get way more regular skill upgrades that you can use on your units that you need.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I agree. It just made it a lot easier, I think. All these quality of life, updates. I think that what they're doing is just making it more comfortable for us to play. So I'm happy with them as well.
Okay. I know there were a lot other smaller quality of life updates, but we will pass over those to keep the podcast moving. The next topic I want to briefly discuss is Octogram units. So
Ooh.
we now have what, one, two, three, four in-game Octogram units with the knowledge that Dark Valentine is coming in about a month and a half now. So, based on everything you've used, everything you've seen of the units, are they actually worth it? Like, are they worth a 2 month grind for a level
Uh,
80 Octogram unit? Like, what do you guys think?
Okay, so I just want to say when Octogram units were first introduced, we all thought they were, one of the strongest units in the game. And to a certain degree, they still hold as some very useful units, some of them. And for someone with, a small roster that hasn't been able to summon as much or hasn't been playing, 4 or 5 months, let's say you were to join the game next month and you missed out on the space meta. Space Millum from the Octogram shop is still an amazing top of the line unit to have, right? But I feel that from Space Millum, which was the first Octogram, down, every unit has been subpar. And as opposed to Space Millum when she dropped, that she was the best per se space unit in the game, I feel that every unit afterwards hasn't even been able to compete with regular, like standard bannered characters. Like, sure, Ramorous is really good, as a supporter, but would you run a Ramorous as your supporter over, I don't know, let's say Windmill him, even though they do different things? If you're trying to get a little damage boost, you wouldn't run Ramorous. If you need a healer and you have Valentine, which is now in the standard banner, you would probably run Valentine, right? And then if we just keep going down, Gaia was atrocious. I don't know what the hell is going on with Guy. Like,
He was. What are you
I
talking? He's
have
so good. He broke the game for 12 hours. He's so good.
I have no
Game
idea what
breaking.
Guy is for in the game. Like, not one bit of content where I'm like, oh yeah, he's the must have or even good in this as opposed to anybody else. And then we got Leon, and I think Leon is good. He's an okay unit. He's pretty nice. But if you have Gazelle Duargo, why get Leon? Like, if you don't have Gazelle, get Leon. But if he can't compete or be way, way better than a standard day one unit, I feel that the value in Octogram characters has really gone down. And maybe with the introduction of, Valentine, which we know these developers simp hard for Valentine,
That
she
they do.
might bring she might bring back that big heavy value into the Octogram units, but I feel that they're great units. They give players a nice option to do things in the game, after they've been playing for like a month and a little bit. But they're not units that are going to be as valuable as we thought before, especially now that we're going into like peak, what's it called? Power creep. And every unit is just going to be stronger and stronger. We're about to rerun Dark Meta. We are rerunning Dark Meta. We're about to rerun Wind Meta. And all these units, I'm pretty sure, are going to be left behind in the dust. That's my take on Octogram units.
Yeah. Star, what do you think?
Yeah, like I've been playing since like day 3 of release, and I haven't spent a single emblem because I'm just waiting for those power creep units. And like, sure, Space Millen's like okay, but like the new Space Millen is just way better. Even though we have her now, right? I can see the reason for other people getting them, but like I've just been able to use neutral type nukers to replace for space in the moment. So I've saved them all up. But so far, I think that if you're getting an Octogram character at this point, if Dark Luminous isn't that great, then you just go for who you like. Or, like, if you need a healer, go for Ramorous. Pretty much. Just whoever you want.
Yeah.
And then I'd only dupe them for the trait or if they're going to be your main DPS.
Yeah, the duping of Octogram units, like you really have to invest and really make that conscious choice that I'm not going to buy anyone else, because if you're going to dupe an Octogram unit, you might as well dupe them all up, but that takes a lot of time. And Star, how many, so since you haven't spent a single emblem, how many do you have right now?
I've acquired all emblems in the game so far. So I'm at 382. And then tomorrow shop resets, so then I'll have 383 emblems.
383 emblems in 6.5 months of playtime now. So 3 Octogram emblems plus a dupe is what you could logistically buy right now if you were to have played and gotten every single one, which, some people have. Star has them. But, newer players, they're playing now and they have 5. They have 10, 20, 50 even. So not enough to even think about purchasing an Octogram unit, much less trying to make a decision on who is going to fit their box the best, because they're just not going to get them for a while. And
like,
I would agree that yeah.
Sorry.
You're good.
When they first introduced emblems, I always told myself that if I'm going to be saving these for so long, then I'm going to get something that's one I need or that's really overpowered, and both skills are useful.
Yeah. I don't regret for a minute buying Milim the instant that we had 100 emblems. Like, she was a mainstay on the space team for older players because we just didn't have that DPS potential. We had 2 AoE 5-star units, and That was it. So we needed that damage. But then
Yes.
Romers came out literally the day after. Like, the day after you could buy Milim. And you're like, okay, well, now she's got double the amount of healing that Trainee has, and she's a wind booster for, at the time the wind meta was going on. So it's like, okay, well, that's some good value. And then we had a long break, and then we had Guy. And then we are not going to talk about Guy. And then we just got Leon, who his skill set, I mean, is decent, but like you said, Gotcha, if you have Gazel, do you really need Leon? Because I don't think you do, and I did my showcase on him, and I don't think you do after that anyways. His orb changing is, again, really restrictive. I know there was always some drama with his translation as well, where people thought he was taking everybody's orbs and turning them into oranges, and then there was that weird couple-day translation where he turned every orange into an alt orb, which was ridiculous. And now we have settled on he only changes his own orbs to orange. And that's it. And then he boosts orange gauges by 9%. Okay, thank you, Kat, for knocking over everything. Anyways, super restrictive, and if you don't have any orbs for him, then you can't use that skill unless you want that boost, of which I don't really think that'd be useful. And then his second skill is his alt boost, his personal alt boost for 15 points. And it gives him a 50% boost, which is the same as Guy Crimson does. And he also boosts his own crit rate by 10%, which is cool and all, but 10% is not high. Not high at all. Not when you have Fire Milim and the hero giving you guaranteed 100% crits. And then even then, you already have 2 other alt boosters that do it for the team, that have a higher percentage. And now we just have the new Diablo that is 80%. 30% more than Octogram Leon. So it's like, you want to make this unit enticing for people to spend on, but you immediately power creep him out. So it's like, does this now set the precedent? Like, is Valentine going to drop and she's going to look really good, and the immediate unit after her is going to shit on her? It's like, I don't know. It's entirely possible at this point.
I agree, 100%.
Like, yeah, it's a time investment, but they are still free to play. So
they are free to play. You don't have to spend anything but time.
It's like either get the one you like because they're your favorite, or Ramorous or Milim because they're both useful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would definitely say that those are the 2 most useful. I think, as far as a general box is concerned, like a new player, I would probably sway you towards picking up Romorous for the heal, especially if you don't have Trainee. I think that will assist you in content more than having a dedicated space DPS.
Yes.
Of course, because you already most likely have summoned on the space meta and have the new space units that will kick this Milim out. Then I think picking up Romorous would be you're probably better of the 2 options. But then I would completely ignore Guy and Leon. You don't need them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd just say, if you already have the new space units, skip Space Milim, and then, only buy Ramorous if you actually need her.
Yep. All right. So let's move on to the next topic, and this is a new event that came out with the Earth meta that we didn't have a podcast for, so we'll talk about both stages now. The new permanent event Tempered Edge, which has essentially replaced the old challenge battles, which I know we just got new ones for. They re-ran them and made them harder, but we didn't get a challenge quest for Earth and Space because we now have Tempered Edge, which is a series of battles of which you fight the new units that come out in increasingly difficult stages, which end up being very difficult for a lot of people, but you do get very good rewards. You get cores, you get fangs, you get hammers just from beating it. You get a platinum hammer for doing the missions on EX2, which, we didn't have a way to just get platinum hammers up until this stage dropped, except for, I think, those random missions for doing something else that I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But
It
What?
was literally only the friend shop before.
Yes, okay, the friend shop. There you go. Thank you, Star.
Yeah.
Um, you also get a free weapon, which the space one was fine because you got a what? You got a claw? Yeah, you got a claw, which you
Yeah.
could put on the new space melon, which is great. But then
Or
the
even Ranga.
or even Ranga, yeah. But then the Earth one, I'm still waiting for a Earth unit to come out to use that spear.
That was super random, bro. To this day,
Yeah.
Like, I honestly feel like because when Milam used a spear, they thought they were going to use it for Earth Luminous,
Hmm.
but then it just didn't work out that way.
And they're like, nah, you know what? We don't want her to have that anymore. We're gonna give her a book.
yeah, that was just weird, bro. Like, because even if they're if okay, so they just dropped the dark meta, right? If they're gonna do it in the same order, we have like 4 months until we get the dark the earth meta again. So I don't know why they gave us a random spear, but hey, I'll take it. It's free.
I guess I'll have, the two people that use spears in the game. I can give it to them. One of it, so it's Valentine Wind, who you probably already made a spear for, and
Yes.
Gabiru, Water. Water Gabiru. We're gonna give him that free 3-star Earth spear, and we're gonna call it good.
Well, you're gonna be looking good now with that spear.
Yeah, I guess so. His DPS will be off the charts. But
Yep.
as a whole, what do you guys think of Tempered Edge as far as the rewards versus like the old challenge events would have the bingo board? Like, what do you think was a better event for each meta?
Okay, so I'm liking Tempered Edge, but my opinion now, I think this is going to be a really good moment to have Star in here because, he can see from the free to play aspect. As a pay to win player, we have pretty much all the characters. We've bought energy, so we're at a point where we need all these hammers. We need more, hammers to get our gear to where we need it to be. So I like the rewards that we got with Tempered Edge, although it was super hard. At least the Earth one for me was a pain, bro. Bro, to this day, I haven't beaten all the challenges in the Earth um, Tempered Edge. That should
Really?
tell you everything.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna have to
I have
coach
like,
you later then.
bro, I have like 3 hammers to get in there. So yeah, I have a lot to do, but I feel that in the sense of what it gives is really good. Like, it's really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Star, what do you think?
Just
Being the free to play and not, what if people don't have every unit? Can they, and they get locked out of this content? What do you feel about that?
I mean, I did get like almost all the Earth units because I've been saving for Earth meta, so I was able to do those. But I feel like it's great that they stay and that the challenges last a long time because it's just an easier way than Conquest to get the materials during the event.
This is true. It
And
takes a little bit of the RNG out, but you can't parallel process it.
Mm-hmm.
you can't, but the drops are practically just what you need. Sure, there's no like hammers, but there's the challenges for that. So you can get guaranteed them instead of having to do RNG processes for them.
Yep.
So
And
just being able to you can just build gear for the units you pull during the event. I think it's great.
so do you think
Yeah.
that the rewards we get from the challenges and the first time clears are better than what we would get from the old bingo missions for the challenge stages?
So it's like we don't get the tickets from the bingo, but other than the tickets, we only got like the event materials. So I don't feel like we're missing out on much because the equipment has more value, I think.
Okay. Gotcha. What do you
Right?
feel?
I agree. I can agree with that.
Yeah, I would say that a 4 platinum hammers is a lot better than a ticket multi that's going to get me 1 4-star unit because my luck is ass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But,
See,
a lot
And
of people got the units off of those challenge banner tickets. So, eh?
here's the
it's
thing though.
like,
You can get those tickets, right? Do a summon, and that's it. If you get a good character, like a 5-star character, that's great, right? If you don't, you literally get nothing. Whereas now, I feel that the impact, the rewards from Tempered Edge that they have on your account are much more, you know, worth it, and they're bigger. So like, you get all your hammers, you level up your units. Next time an event comes out, you're gonna have a better time or an easier time doing it. You're gonna be able to place higher in Jubilee constantly, which means more gems, you know, every time. So while we don't get the multi, and that's, you know, we all like to summon. That's why we play these games. I feel that the impact from, you know, the resources you get from Tempered Edge have a longer lasting effect on your account that allow you to get more things in the long run.
Yeah, and like with the difficulty, like it's a permanent event, so when they do add the units to the base pool, then you can do it, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's fair. They will always be here. The challenge events have come and gone, and now they've come back, but they are still, even to right now, a limited event. So they're gonna leave in 15 days, and then who knows when they come back. They may never come back, or they may come back when they're Extreme 2 challenge quests or something like that, and the EP requirement is 350k instead of 322 that they are now. Um, let's talk about. I know it wasn't on our list, but let's talk about the Extreme Challenge quest um, real fast. So, the wind, fire, light, and water events from previous metas have come back in a more difficult fashion. Have you guys completed these, and did you find them difficult in any way?
Um, let's see. So the wind one, I tried using my team that I used the last time, but that didn't work out too well because I was using like a super janky team that I had when I first started. But when I actually used like a guard protector, I was able to do it. I didn't have a problem with any of them.
Okay.
Like fire is a bit tricky, but I only have one challenge left. I actually completed all of them already, other than one challenge.
Okay. Gotcha. Have you had a chance to go through them?
I have not, bro. I haven't been able to play as much as I would like for the past few days. So yeah, I have no knowledge on the event whatsoever.
Okay. So I have gone through and recorded my first time clears on all of them, and yeah, the wind event, even when it first came out in December, it was a very difficult event because people were just starting the game. The game was only a month and a half ish old, and not a lot of people had maxed out 6-star boxes that could steamroll everything, and so Wind Valentine hits very hard because she pierces and she nukes you, and if you don't have guard, your units are straight up just dead after an ult. So I could see a lot of people having difficulty, and I have seen a lot of people have difficulty on the wind stage. But then the stages after that got easier to a point where they weren't really difficult, and I didn't see anyone really have trouble with the fire, light, or water stages unless they just straight up didn't have a fire, light, or water team. Like that would be the only reason why they would have difficulty because they weren't able to work around the mechanics of the event that came out with the
Yeah.
metas itself. So, but I would agree that the wind one was definitely difficult. I did have to do it twice to beat both missions because I needed the guard, and I took Cabby in the first time, and
Yeah, me
well, I
too.
just nuked him out of existence. And then I went back and did the guard protector uh, mission. But that was it. That's the only time that it took, I think, 2 runs. Maybe I died once or got a terrible hand or something on one of the other ones, but I can't remember. But I'm okay with them. I'm kind of sad that they're not a permanent event. That way, you give people the ability to get these, like 15 crystals per stage, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
15. So 60 total.
yeah, 60
And
crystals,
then the
and the
challenges give like 100,000 gold each.
yeah, I think it's like 1.2 million gold for everything, which, Super Awakening gear takes a crap ton of gold. So, hot commodity
Yeah.
right there that they're giving away, which is really nice. So, can't diss on that either. And then on top of that, you get the free gallery background of Rimuru and Shinsha. So, yeah, cool, whatever. I never look at
Yeah.
those. Okay, moving on to the second to last topic of the day is the future things that the devs have said during their producer letter when the half anniversary started. And that would be the introduction of a sixth ability board or status board or whatever they called it. And I have done speculation on this, and it seems that the general consensus of the public is not what I thought it's going to be, which is totally fine because it's all speculation. I have been wrong many, many times, but it was pointed out to me that this is what I was calling the status board was the ability release board, which was that, 5 levels of awakening your skills and your stats and your alt damage, and I thought that it was going to be a 6th level added to that. But people who have played the other Right Flyer Studios game, Danmachi, have said that they kind of had the same thing, and it was literally just a new tab next to like the level up ability release, awaken, equip, and skill, and it would be another tab next to that that would bring about a whole new way, which is what they said is a whole new way to power up your units. What are your
Yeah, I
guys'
was
thoughts on
thinking
that?
that too. Yeah, I
Okay,
was thinking something similar, but go ahead, Duff.
okay. So for me, when I heard about it for the first time, the possibility of exactly what you said, Joker, was by no means a stretch. I mean, we just got the exact same thing with Gear, right? Awakening, which is a common, very common thing to do in gacha games, where you need some things, most of the time is more dupes to get those purple stars or rainbow stars or extra colorful stars on your character. That's a very common thing to happen in all gachas. So when I heard about this, I'm not gonna lie, I was salty. I'm a whale and I've gotten every unit in the game, but I am kidneyless. A lot of times I've had to eat ramen for like a week with water. Shit's tough, man. So when I heard they were gonna add maybe the chance of us needing 5 more character dupes, I wasn't happy with it. I don't like that idea. If they add it, I'm not gonna be happy with it. It's just gonna make the gap between the free to play and the pay to win even bigger. And I would think that right now, y'all know I preach how the game is very free to play friendly, even though we need dupes. But if it gets to the point where they do that and we need 5 more character dupes and the content that we get is so hard to where you need dupes on your characters to beat it, it's I think it's gonna do more damage than it is going to do good. Now, if they add other ways to do this to the characters, whether it's a specific material or something, I would be super happy. Any way that is free to play that incentivizes us to grind the game and make our characters stronger is amazing. Now, if they add the dupe thing, y'all gonna see my rant video about that. But that's my take on that.
All right.
Yeah.
The next item that they talked about in their letter was the double protector update, which, again, much speculation has been done. It could be a supporter unit added onto your protector slot. It could be having the ability to have 2 different protectors giving their separate attack boosts to your team. It could be having two flippable protection gauges between the two. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I honestly think it's going to be something pretty simple, like how we have the support slots for the battle units. It'll just be like that, but for the protectors. Because
Yeah.
as much as I'd like it to be able to use 2 protectors in one battle, I feel that would be too overpowered.
I agree. I actually, when I talked to Joker a while back, I told him, not the overpower part, but I told him about my thoughts regarding this, and I think it's going to be just another little slot for your protector to get a support unit, and it'll just bump up the stats on the overall character and your EP and all of that, and it won't have such a big impact. Now, I have seen Joker's video. If you guys watching this video haven't seen it, check it out and share your ideas on it. But I like his ideas as well. You know, being able to switch between protectors just gives more variety to the game. And I'm not gonna kid you guys. Right now, I've been playing other games, and when it comes to the combat on Slime, even though I've always said it's amazing, I feel that if they add small things to make it more active where you can do more things, it would be really good. It would be more fun, and it would maybe give us the ability to start creating different strategies, because right now we're at a point that even though you can clear content with many different teams, if you want to be really good in most content, there are certain units and certain strategies that will always take place. So I like Joker's idea on being able to switch your protectors or choose which protector skill you want to use and all of that. But my take is just like Star. I think they're just going to add a little slot for a protection unit on there.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be really cool, but being realistic, support slot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't put that support slot in my video because I figured it would have been too easy of an idea.
Yeah.
I probably
Yeah.
should have, just, to make sure that I'm aware that it's probably the most realistic option, but I wanted to go far out there. I wanted to see how far they would power creep this game, because based on the space meta, they don't give any fucks about power creep at this point. You're either gonna get creeped
Yeah.
or you're gonna be the creeper. So
Oh yeah.
we'll
And like
see
with
how that
power
actually
creep,
plays out.
Yeah.
we still haven't seen 7-star weapons yet, even though it was in the tutorial
Yeah, those giant
image.
flames that were in there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so
Yep. Okay.
that might still a thing, might not.
Yeah, who knows? They could hide it for the next 6 months. All right. The next one is a very small thing, so I'm pretty sure we can all agree that this is a very good quality of life update. Is the ability to play Tower of Isis while parallel processing conquest or gold stages. And I think I speak for everyone when I say, please and thank you, like now.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree. I said
Wait.
that on my stream before it dropped. I was like, bro, why can I parallel and do this? And literally the next update it dropped, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it just needed to happen, and it makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
I understand
Being able to play.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Oh, I was
understand
just gonna
that
say.
it would be hard for them to code it maybe on the release of Tower, and that's why they had to, push it off a little bit, but it is something that needs to happen.
I agree.
Glad they mentioned it sooner than later.
Yeah.
So we know it's coming.
Yes, communication has always been very big from these devs, and something that Gotch and I have always preached as being very, very good compared to most other games that we've played. Because, Star, I think you said this is your first Gotcha game, right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's
And
wild.
it's because it's slime.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's crazy, because, like, Gotch and I have been playing a lot of games like this, and so we kind of have a good feel for how games progress and what things come about at certain times in their lifespan. But you being a brand new Gotcha player and not having any experience, how would you rate this game on a 1 to 10 scale?
I mean, it's the only game I play, so it's got to be good, right?
Well, I mean,
I don't.
you could be unhappy with it, but keep playing it just because you're bored. Like, what do you think?
I feel like I truly enjoy it, but like I play it a lot less often than when it first started. But that's only because like I've already beaten most of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd probably give it like a 9 out of 10
9 out of
because
10.
there's always room for improvement. But as free to play, I haven't had to spend any money or feel like I needed to. So
All right. Gotcha. With your much more vast experience, where would you rate Slime?
Okay, so do you just want my number rating or like an actual explanation as to why I rated that?
We'll get both.
Okay, so I've played many gacha games, right? And I did hop into Slime because of it being Slime. 100%. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yo, I was blown away by the gameplay. Like, no, I was only in it because it's Slime. Now, as I've played the game, I've seen a very solid game that offers what it's supposed to offer. It's very solid to not the anime, but the actual franchise. It has, the quality and the production of like cutscenes, stories, characters, what they say when you talk to them or when you feed them is on point for an anime fan of Isekai. Now, if I wasn't a Slime Isekai player and I got into the game, I would still say it's very good, right? It still has a lot of really good things, but there are also things that hold it back. And there are things that I'm sure will come with the future. So while I want to rate the game, super over the top because I'm loving it, it's my main game. I've put thousands and thousands of dollars into it and a lot of time and dedication to video creating. I feel that right now, Slime Isekai for me sits in between 7 and 8. And don't look at my 7 or 8 rating and be like, this guy's trashing on the game. I just feel that the game still has things like raids, clans, PvP, world events where you can participate with other players, co-op features, and the fact that it's missing that, it's what holds it from being a 9 or like a 10 in the scale of gacha games for anime. Now, if it had all those features, I would easily give it a 9 or a 10 because it's just so good and so polished. But right now, I give it a definitely 7 or 8 rating based on the things that it doesn't have. If we're only rating it on what it does have, it would definitely be a 9 or a 10 because the game is just that solid in what it offers.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, those are very fair points right there. I also didn't come in 100% blown away by gameplay. It's the turn-based kind of orb RNG I've already seen from Grand Cross, Seven Deadly Sins, a lot of the other turn-based games that I've played. But at the same time, this game does do a lot more communication-wise than I've ever seen from any of my gacha games, mostly being Dokkan Battle and Grand Cross. Like, we get a update preview from Grand Cross every week. That's fine, like we do in Slime. But neither of those main games have had nearly the same level of communication from the development team, which, was needed because the game released with so many errors and so many bugs, and that turned so many people off in the first month alone. And so them making the precedent to reach out, talk to us, and continually send us surveys on what they can improve on really shows that the devs, for how many interns they fire on mistakes, they're dedicated to improving their game and giving us quality things to play on. And I believe the 6-month anniversary was a big show of that by granting us so many things. So I think I would rate Slime probably a 7 out of 10. Definitely things that can be worked on, things that can be improved, shops that can be revamped still or even better than they already have been.
Yes.
But it's not a failure of a game by any means. And I think that if you enjoy the Slime IP as a whole and you want something to do with your day, then you can easily jump into this game, play around, and do your dailies and then go away and come back and you'll have a great time. You don't have to be sweaty tryhards in Jubilee. You don't have to summon on every banner. You don't have to spend money. You can just play the game and enjoy it for what it is, which is just a game.
Yep.
Yeah. I think on second thought, I agree more with your guys' ratings because, I've only ever played single player games before, but I actually have high hopes for multiplayer in this game.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that the next podcast when we get a little closer to whenever PvP gets more information on it.
Yeah.
But the very last topic of the day, we're already at almost an hour and a half, so we'll make this relatively fast, is Dark Meta 2.0 has arrived, and we're not even done with the space... Well, I guess technically we're done with the space meta, but we're not done with the space meta month yet. But we've already received the new Demon Lord... Well, Dark Rimuru and Diablo banner, Protector and Battle Unit. And I'm not... all my summons aside, regardless of how shafted I got, or even if I got super lucky, I'm not overly fond of them dropping a double banner so soon, because if I have counted correctly, for me personally, I have awakened, duped, summoned, done gear for, leveled up 10 characters in the past 3 weeks. And I kid you not,
Sheesh.
it is... So it's Veldora, Milim, Hero, Fray, Carrion, Grucius, Sufia, Leon, Diablo, Rimuru. 10 units in 3 weeks. And they are breaking the schedule that they have previously established for, how monthly metas would work. They're dropping this double banner unit now, a week after Carrion's banner, and now who knows what's coming, tonight, tomorrow, next week. I don't know when our next update is because we didn't get a content preview last night like I thought we would. So I don't know when the next update's going to come, and I don't know what it's going to bring. But I
And
am not a fan of them dropping a double banner from a different meta this soon. But what are your guys' thoughts?
like at the same time, it is super soon, but at the other time, it's like super skippable banner. Like probably the easiest skip banner in my opinion.
Okay.
Like with Diablo's skill specifically, I feel like the ult boost isn't as important because ult boost buffs from like Windhelm is the only kind of buff in the game at the moment where it affects the backline also.
Yeah,
If that
Guy
makes
and
sense.
Veldora's also hit the back line as well, but those are team wide boosts that cost 55 points.
Like ult boost in general buff
Yeah,
all the units.
right.
But yeah,
But then he's got his own personal boost, which if he's on the back line, you obviously can't use because you can't use his skill in general. And it is a 80% boost, which is cool, but I don't know.
it's
Gotcha.
like
What do you think?
Okay, so I'm not gonna talk about how good the units are or not because I feel that is like irrelevant to the actual thing, which is the fact that they dropped the freaking banner while like a double meta starting banner while the other meta starting banner is still going on, right? And whether we're free to play or pay to win, it's just too much. We were already a little bit I'm not going to say upset, but we weren't happy either with the fact that we got so many banners every month. Matter of fact, that's why a lot of people quit the game. It's a cash grab. They just want to give us when we were saying we don't even have to summon on all the banners,
Yeah.
like we know this, but
yeah,
the fact that they're still dropping, like you just said, 10 characters. Sure, not all of them are banner characters. You got free Fray, you got 4-star units in there. I get that. But the fact that they're dropping these banners so soon, especially like, why did they have to tweet that they weren't dropping any more space characters? Like, woohoo, no more space characters, but 3 days later we got another 2 units of another meta, so it's not like we can even save up. So, on that regard, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty mad because, bro, like, we're trying to get all the characters, and then you have all these new players just coming into the game, having an amazing experience, and now they're like, do I summon on the Milim banner? Do I summon on the Carrion banner? Do I summon on the Dark banner? And I'm pretty sure we're going to get another Dark banner before these space banners are gone. So it's going to be like, is this how the game always
yeah,
runs? And I think it gives like new players a bad impression that they're going to be getting 4 banners every 3 weeks or something. And it just makes it a little bit hard to know who to summon on, when to summon, or even save up. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't like that at all, that they dropped it so quickly. And yes, whether the units were strong or they were weak or, underwhelming, it just doesn't change the fact that it didn't sit right with me. And it had nothing to do with the fact I got shafted on my summons either. It's just, it's not healthy for the ecosystem of the game to have these banners dropping so often, whether you're new or you're a veteran player. That's my thoughts on that.
yeah. Hopefully, it's only an anniversary thing to have
Yeah,
so many of these double banners and stuff.
yeah, I agree.
Because if it's just like 2 elements each meta, it's gonna or each month, it's gonna be too much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
unless they cut down the amount of units they drop for each meta to just a battle and protector unit, and then that's it. Which I think I would be fine with that if they did a battle protector unit the first week, skipped a week, and then the next like typing battle protector unit, 2 weeks later. If they did that and gave us a break, then that'd be cool. Or if they want to do a triple unit banner going forward, like the anniversary did, which we already know doesn't happen because Rimuru and Diablo came alone without a third unit.
Well, I mean, it could still happen, maybe.
It could.
But
Could in the future.
I don't know.
Maybe for a
The Dark
celebration.
Banner is just so random, I feel.
Yeah.
Because, like, what's going to happen next month, right? Are we going to have a Dark Banner again, or is it going to be completely different?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it for my list of topics that I had. Do you guys have anything else you want to add on before we call it a day?
I do want to say something before we end the podcast. First off, thank you, Joker, for having me. I really appreciate it. It's always great to link up and talk. The second thing I want to say is anybody watching this video, if you like slime, or even if you don't like slime as much, just know the quality of content that comes from Joker's channel. You know, it's very high quality. He puts the time into it. So make sure you guys subscribe, like up these videos, and let's help him get to 10K subscribers. Y'all know there's face reveal, made Rimuru cosplay. There's a lot of stuff going on.
I never agreed to made Rimuru cosplay. No, take those words are lies.
So just hit that like button, man, and that's pretty much it. Let us know what you think of the content in the comments, and that's it for me, bro.
All right, Star, anything else?
Thank you guys for letting me join. This has been a lot of fun, hanging out with the community all the time. It's and then like, you don't have to spend money either. It's like free to play. The biggest thing is if you're not sure about anything, just save, and then saving is always gives you the more options in the long run. So,
all right.
yeah, it's been pretty fun.
Yeah. Thank you guys both for taking time out of your day to come join me on this podcast. I always love it when I can talk to you, Gotcha. Star, you're my go-to for anytime I need anything in this game that I don't have myself, because you literally have screenshots of everything. I'm probably going to ask you for screenshots of stuff after this podcast is over so I can add it to the video. So I really appreciate I really appreciate your dedication to both my channel and Gotcha's channel. You're always in our streams. You're always promoting our links, and you're a great help to both of our communities. And the fact that we can share you, joint custody, is real nice.
Yeah, big shout out to Star, everybody. Big shout out to Star.
So once again, thank
it's
you guys.
Possible with you guys.
Thank you, bro. We appreciate you for real.
Yeah. All right. So that's going to do it for the Slime Podcast number 4. Thank you again to Star Warrior and Gotcha Death for showing up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a long one, but we had a lot to talk about and a lot of opinions to get across. So hopefully you stuck through to the end. Leave a comment. What do you guys think about the game so far? What do you think of the 6-month anniversary? Let me know. Let us know. Let all 3 of us know. But for now, take it easy, guys, and we'll see you later.
Bye.